American who's lived in New Zealand for 6 years. I guess she's a Kiwi now, really.
It's great, and I say that with a little bit of need to wear a mask in public, and it's true. I feel like, okay, now's the time.
Jacque Elias is an American who's lived in New Zealand for 6 years. I guess she's a Kiwi now, really. But from America, she's CEO of financial advice company Futurebound, and she's beaming in on this remarkable morning from Wellington. Jacque, welcome. Welcome to the program.
Hi, John.
Hi. It's so lovely to have you with us. Tell us about this morning.
It's been a tearful morning, actually. Tears of joy, of hope, I guess just kind of disbelief that we are here with the first female and woman of color vice president. It's been a really, everyone says it, but it's a historic morning.
I want to talk a bit about you personally, because I think it's important we make this point. I don't think you're strongly political, are you? You're not a flag-waving Democrat. No, so you're not really. So I suspect you approached the Trump presidency with a degree of trepidation, but a sense that he might not be as bad as some people had said. How have the past 4 years been, watching from afar?
Yeah, well, to be honest, I really thought Trump was a joke from the beginning. Lots of people, when he was campaigning, asked me what I thought. I thought, there's no possible way that he is going to get in. So I was shocked and really disgusted in the last 4 years. I do sometimes, especially in state politics, vote a Republican because it's based on what I think it will happen when they get into their position, and also trying to figure out what the mix should be for my state. I typically vote Democrat for the national government because I do lean more heavily left. So, but I feel like Trump is a whole nother bag of potatoes. Like,
and let's set that bag of potatoes aside, because I want to talk about your emotional morning, and we felt it in here too. We had Tara Sonnenschein on before, who's worked under presidents, and I could tell she was feeling it. And I was watching Jenny May watch Kamala Harris swear her vow of allegiance, and the power of seeing that woman become an African American woman, an Asian American woman, the first woman vice president of the United States, become vice president of the United States. What was that like?
To be honest, all I kept thinking through my teary eyes was, please bring some sense into the executive branch. I strongly have always believed that, we have men and women who can work together and bring different perspectives. And I just think as a woman in that high position, we've never really seen what that could mean. And so I feel like, okay, now's the time. Let's do it.
And actually, you speak about her bringing sense. I've lost my notes, but my memory is still vaguely functioning, and I think the Senate is tight, and she actually has the casting vote in the Senate now, doesn't she?
Yes.
So, in fact, it's not just a theoretical or hopeful sense. She actually has the possibility to lead the Senate to sense.
Absolutely, and I think that there is the time is now. Right now is such an important time to bring, like we said, some sense and actually make some really large sweeping change to the American people, and I'm hoping and I'm literally praying that it actually happens sooner rather than later.
Can you tell me about your family back in the States? So you're very much a Kiwi now. We're delighted to have you in the country, but who's at home? Who's still at home?
Yeah, everyone. My parents, I have 2 brothers and a sister, and their spouse, my brothers, my sister-in-law, my nieces, my nephews. That's in Arizona. I have just family all across in Louisiana and California, Chicago, New York. I have family everywhere in the U.S. So,
and what are their lives like? And we're not just talking about the politics, although, boy, they're inextricably tied up. We're talking about COVID-19, 400,000 lives lost. In fact, is it more than that? No, 400,000 lives lost.
Yeah.
And what are their lives like?
For the people who I've spoken to, many are at home, isolating themselves. Many are not what you see as far as fighting for the right to not wear a mask. Many do wear a mask in public. It is true, there are people who believe it is important to do that, and there's a lot of fear. There's a lot of fear of what will happen in this pandemic. Right in the beginning of the pandemic, I had 3 family members who passed away from COVID-19. And so our family, we understand the dangers and how deadly this virus is. But also with all that is happening with race relations, there is a lot of fear, there's a lot of anger, heartbreak, really. Heartbreak among all the people that I've talked to.
We wish your family so well. And when you talk about lives being lost, that makes it very, very real. This is not a theoretical conversation. This is lived experience, and this is lives lost experience. Final question. How's life in New Zealand? How are you going as a Kiwi? 6 years here now. How is it for you?
It's great. And I say that with a little bit of, I'm not sure what it is, like, because there's a definite contrast to my life here with my family back in Arizona and across the nation. You know, the fact that I can just even meet with people face to face and freely without the fear of getting pulled over. I heard sirens outside of my house. It was like some traffic going on last night, and my first initial thought was, oh my gosh, is there going to be shooting? And then I realized where I was. I'm in New Zealand. I'm fine. I'm safe. And that might seem extreme, but that is the reality, that I am constantly reminded that, you know, I am somewhere where I feel safer than being in the U.S.
I'm just thinking about Arizona's summer compared to Wellington's summer, Jackie.
Oh gosh. Let me tell you, I freeze here all the time during summer.
That would be another difference. If you want to know more about Jackie and her company Futurebound, just Google Futurebound. They'll find you, Jackie?
Yes, absolutely.
Jackie is spelled unusually, though, if you want to Google Jackie. It's Jacque. Jacque Elias from Futurebound, CEO of Futurebound. We're so delighted you are a New Zealander now. I know you're both American and New Zealander, but we're delighted to have you. Thank you for joining us this morning. We wish you and all you love back in the States really well.
Thank you very much for having me.
It's been a pleasure.
For more financial tips, advice, and education, subscribe to us on YouTube, and don't forget to hit that notification bell.